Awesome. So thanks everybody for coming today. I really appreciate it as always. For those of you who don't know me, which there might be a few, my name is Kay. I am the Director of Operations over at the Fishtown District, which is comprised of both Fishtown Kensington Area BID as well as Fishtown Co., our business association. Today we are here with the team from Spot On, Catherine, Gino, Bill, and Ben from PRLA. And Spot On is a technical solution, a POS system, and much more for small businesses. And I wanted to bring this team to you guys specifically because I know personally one of the things that comes up a lot is transaction fees, lack of customer service around POS systems and setting those up. And Spot On is very, very different than some of the other ones that you may be familiar with in the past. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Catherine, who can take it from here and really introduce the product.
Thank you so much, Kay. Yeah, we are so excited to be here and talking to you guys directly. I have you can call me Kat. I don't know why my Zoom on this particular occasion spelled out my full name. Don't, it's not necessary. But anyways, but I'm so excited. I have lived and worked in Fishtown for over 4 years myself personally, and have been in and out of hospitality for over 10 years. And I'm very grateful for the opportunity to talk to not only all of you guys in one spot, business owners of Fishtown, but also my neighbors and the people who have served me for a while too. So maybe some of you recognize me if you came into Murph's. I used to bartend at Murph's as well. So if you're local. So anyways, I'm here to talk about Spot On. Kay and I have talked a lot about what our solution might be able to bring the community, but I'd really like the opportunity just to give you an overview. I know we have, I think, an hour, but I'd really like to just kind of be as concise as possible because the product is extensive, and give you the opportunity then to ask any questions directly that might relate to your business. And I have a couple teammates here. Bill is on our team and Gino is on our team. And Ben, I certainly would love if, maybe at some point Ben might talk about our relationship with the PRLA. So as a member of PRLA, we also have some other opportunities for you. So without further ado, I will just jump in and share my screen and get started. And I bargained with the dog, but it's likely that she could renege on her promises and become a problem. So forgive me if that does come up. All right, I want to see if I can. There we go. Okay, can someone unmute potentially and tell me whether or not you can see my screen?
I can see it.
Okay, very good. Thank you. All right, so starting with what is Spot On? I don't know if any of you have gotten the chance to either work with us in your business or visit a business that you've seen us and kind of gotten to know a little bit about what we do. But it is extensive. Spot On is an ecosystem of software. I call it a tech suite. But it truly is an ecosystem. And what made me switch the verbiage that I use really is that the software is incredibly smart and speaks to each other. So when I say we're a one-stop shop for all of your tech needs, start to finish, I don't just mean, providing you each individual service, but really capitalizing on the fact that it's in one spot makes it speak to each other. So we've been able to solve a lot of problems that specifically in the hospitality industry happen with a disconnect between your providers, between your point of sale system and your online ordering platform. Something as simple as a front of house, 86ing something, it will speak to those online services as well, and lets you control really the big picture from one single point of sale. But outside of that, we do actually also have a retail platform. We serve businesses at the enterprise level all the way down to seasonal vendors who simply need to take payments at festivals. So The platform is extensive and incredibly customizable. So, when we talk about the different software that we provide, please consider the ways that you might want it to look and work for your business, because many times we can accommodate really whatever a merchant wants it to look like, feel like, inside and outside of the business. We also are a merchant services platform. So Spot On started back in 2011. We are not a new company. We're just relatively new to the area. And we did start out in the loyalty space and moving into merchant services. So at the heart of things, yes, we will save money on merchant services, but taking a look at every icon, really getting to know which of these services might work for your business. Yes. So if you use anything online, looking into our ratings, we have proven ourselves in the market to be a really good solution for restaurant POS products. Myself, I work pretty specifically with hospitality. I'm branching into working with auto shops and retail businesses, but we do have a team on the ground working in both retail and restaurant point of sale. In both categories online, we have been top rated in different things like your value, right? And the customer support. I know that many times going into businesses, the hardest thing to try and encourage someone to believe in again is customer support. And that's huge for us. On the ground in Philly right now, we have over 20 reps that serve the community from Montgomery County out to Lancaster, down to the shore in Jersey. So, no matter what you need with Spot On, you will always have a rep that will answer your texts and your calls. We really take this seriously and understand that what we're doing with you is integral to the hour by hour in your business, and want you to not only have top tier support at no additional cost either, by the way. Our average wait time is 50 seconds right now. But also somebody that's actually on the ground, who's been in your business and who will respond quickly when you are in need. We are trusted by a number of top enterprise brands. So if you've been to a game this season, we are in the link. We do all of the technology for the link. And that's a good opportunity for you maybe to, as a consumer, understand how we flow and work in a business and who locally trust Spot On. These are just some of the names of people that we work with downtown. But like I said, we have businesses all over in the tri-state area that you may or may not be familiar with. And again, I focused on hospitality in this space, but we do have wonderful solutions for retail, scheduling, inventory, etc. And of course, the PRLA has partnered with us. We are their preferred tech partner. I want to take a couple looks at what we are doing here in some spots in Philly, and then go into talking maybe a little bit about the different platforms of software that we have. So El Taco, they came to us with a million different solutions for their restaurant happening. Again, it's really hard to keep track of what's going on with your different providers. Somebody providing you a point of sale system, somebody providing you credit cards, merchant services, online ordering, etc. And it can become a ridiculously time-consuming part of your job outside of the actual hours of business. So, these owners were spending 30 minutes every night to reconcile sales just between those third-party apps and their point-of-sale systems. And when you do the math, 30 minutes is nothing compared to the other hours that you spend doing, other things for your business. But when you consider how many hours in a year that is, what would you do with all that time back? And that's what we came in to solve for El Taco and burritos. We were able to integrate everything into one kitchen printer and reporting system. So one of the things that our point of sale system does really well is if you do integrate all of those third-party systems with the POS, it will reconcile everything on one system. You can manage all of the pacing and all of the orders on just one screen with two-way texting to your clients or customers, excuse me. They also are able to set up an automated email with the sales breakdowns so that even if they, were willing to take those 5 extra minutes and check it out and back a house every day, go on their portal and see their sales and scroll through, etc. We can even further simplify that process for the owner by setting up subscriptions to the reports that they want to see and have them in their inbox when they want to see them. So again, the system really trying to work for you, created by small business owners, by hospitality industry experts, to create a tech platform that would flow and work for you, and not just be something that you have to turn on and figure out how to maneuver during the day. Another spot that we're in Philadelphia is Flannel, a big restaurant down on Passyunk Avenue. They were extremely unsatisfied with their customer support, and then we get into talking about high credit card fees. This is a hot take right now, I think, especially with people who are using some of our competitors who've been notified of price increases, given an option by one company. I don't know if any of you have received this or seen this, but you're getting told you're either going to have rate increases or you're going to do it this way. And it really puts you in a position where, well, now you're maybe under contract, or, you're stuck, and you have to make that decision on a timeline that was really crafted to work against you, right? To make you feel like you really just don't have control anymore in your business. That's not at all an issue with Spot On, being that we don't have any contracts. So when you work with us, it's month to month. We're earning your business continually. So what do we do here? Well, again, we solve for that customer support. We have reps on the ground in Philly. I would say that probably at least 8 to 10 of us have already been in and met the owner. And that's pretty typical. You will know the team, not only your rep, you'll have a restaurant success manager. And like I said, those open customer support lines have an average wait time of 50 seconds. So, you can always find somebody on the phone to talk to service your needs. High credit card fees, we were able to solve with a model that we will talk a little bit more about in just a little bit, called our dual pricing model. So we saved this restaurant over $38,000 a year. How did we do that? With our dual pricing model, we're able to support small businesses by passing and offsetting the processing to the customer. But like I said, I'll get into talking about that a little bit later. But this particular instance saved them over $38,000 a year. They are now able also to accept all forms of payment on their hardware. So serving a greater community, creating more opportunity for their business. This case study is Larry's Famous Steaks and Hoagies up on Rising Sun in the Northeast. Do an extremely high volume in sandwiches and pizzas a year, a shocking amount of business going in specifically their online ordering. So online ordering being I think one of the biggest problems or points of pain for business owners right now. It's a market that you have to serve, and you're kind of sort of stuck doing it in a way where you're forced to raise your prices online because you're just barely making ends meet, and then paying a massive cut to the third-party delivery services. We are able to build out a commission-free platform. So this merchant will no longer have to raise their prices specifically for online. They're able to offer the same prices and run the delivery services with a really sophisticated delivery system that we have and able to put in her restaurant. Another area of savings for not just this merchant, but for her customers is this surcharge. So, offsetting again to their customers, the processing at even 3.5% offsetted to the customer pre-tax is a lot less than $2. So, she's actually able to put money back in her customer's pocket by eliminating this surcharge, which she thought was trying to help her cover her credit card processing. But actually, in a number of ways, it was not. So we saved them over $18,000 per year. And at half the monthly cost of the competitor that she had been using, they actually gained probably 3 times as much software, in adding on loyalty and adding on online ordering, taking reservations, and having a full cloud-based software. She's paying half as much per month, additionally saving over $18,000 a year in processing. And we were really, really able to help her out and set her up. I want to come back to you because it feels so weird. I look at my computer screen and wonder if anybody's still there on the other side. You know, that's a little more formal in my opinion, but I wanted to give you guys the rundown. I do want to talk about dual pricing, and I want to talk a little bit more about what working with me would actually look like. And then I will stop talking and take some questions. So I live at Germantown and Master. I'm your neighbor. I've been in Fishtown for a long time, like I said. And my goal really is to work with businesses of any size who could benefit from this opportunity. I do know that we advertise this as an opportunity to talk a little bit about saving on transaction fees, and I'll go there, but I'd be remiss if I didn't, again, let you know how our software can be really competitive with some of the other options. And do so in a way that is not just saving you on any monthly costs, but also really giving you back the ownership of your business. I think in a way that technology has created a business on the backs of small business owners, and taking a cut of every little thing that happens. And we're really not trying to do that. Again, all of our software has been built out very intuitively to meet the needs that you actually have in terms of using it in your front of house, but driving the ROI in investing in technology, not just having to pay for technology to run your business and get your reports every day. We offer anything from reservation platforms, online ordering, waitlisting, invoicing. We just rolled out an experiences platform. So if you have a business that does axe throwing and you need to be able to, book time for your customers on there, that's something that we can do. And like I said, our POS as well. I'll talk a little bit about dual pricing unless anybody has any questions right now.
I have a question. Janae here.
Hi, Janae.
Thank you for all the information. With it being a POS system, that you're saying that it has, you kind of take care of multi-platforms on one system. Does Spot On also help you with inventory, for instance, of something, or is that something that you guys just don't have on the platform just yet?
So do you mind if I ask what type of business you have so I can understand more where you're coming from?
I have a restaurant and bar.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Bar and restaurant. So when you talk about inventory, are you talking about like counting down what you have left in your bar? Like you've got one more case of Heineken you need to put down that you've only got 30 left, or?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. So our front of house, I would give you a demo, but I would get lost in the system and end up talking too much about those features. But the front of house is really it's just based on your permissions. As a manager, as the owner, you would have full permissions, obviously, and it's simply a click, a long hold. Anything like inventory counting down, again, like pacing, or you can put in information on each product. You can put in even a recipe on each product, and all of that is accessible by just simply a long hold on the front of house POS. So
that's really cool.
Yeah, it also speaks with your online ordering. So if you have like I said, I'll just stick with the case of Heineken. What a bad example, but that's fine. You've got a case of Heineken. You need to put in how many you have left, long hold, and it updates. Now it's going to count down. If you've got people ringing on a handheld somewhere on the other side of the restaurant, it's going to apply there too. If you have somebody ordering online and they say they want to buy Heineken's to go and they've got to order them online, make sure they've got them, that's also going to count, to the count on the front of house. It's going to show across the board. So again, it's not just something that you're going to long hold, press and put the count in on your front of house and it's going to show there. Any and all the technology that you use with us will also be on board with the count. So you're never going to accidentally oversell once you have a count on there as well.
Okay, thank you. Another question. Sure. Our bar, we use the very old system of just kind of like keying in our own items, and it's very effective for us, but we are trying to transition into a POS system. So having an understanding of how everything works will be very beneficial. So I guess I think we used to have Aloha back in the day, and you would see whatever the product was, say it's Red Bull, and you would click on it, and then that'll automatically put the price in. But something that that we're able to do with our register system is if you hit something accidentally, you can erase it. Is that something that can still be done, or does it automatically go through the system where, oh, someone hit that Heineken, but they really didn't sell the Heineken? Can they take that out before processing?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, you're going to be able to reconcile. Again, that's permissions. So the other cool thing about our permissions is that what when I say permissions, I mean like what you want to allow your employees to be able to do on the POS. And you can set those by position. So your bartender, your servers, your managers, your busboy all come in, and when they clock in on the system, they're going to have permissions based on what role they're playing that day, right? Like I was a bartender and a server when I worked at Cal Murphy's. So when I went into one or the other, I would have different sets of permissions. And not only that, but it can also open to a specific screen. So your bartender logs in, and it's going to open right up to the speed screen, the screen that they're going to use every time, that just has appetizers and drinks, right? And if your servers log in, it might open to the table layout, etc. You also can add permissions based on the person. So if you trust Kay more than me, but we're both clocked in as servers, Kay might be allowed to do a number more things than me, just because you set permissions specifically to her. So that being said, yes, that is something that is capable in our system, and like reconciling anything in your sales. But also you have even more control to be able to, kind of make it specific to your business. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. Last question, I promise. Does the Spot On customer service help you program everything within the system?
Did you call my manager and ask her what she wanted everybody to know today? You've given me so many good opportunities to talk about what we do. So thank you, Janae. But we do. We take the pain of changing very seriously. So part of what we do is when you sign an application and you decide you're going to partner with Spot On, we take also your menu, your prices, your inventory, whatever you want to provide us with that you want your system to come already set up to do. So we do a number of things. We will come and check your actual physical space and make sure that it's ready for the installation. That's on par with the timing of the welcome call. So we're going to start off by just making sure everything is where it needs to be. After the welcome call, your software team is already building everything in, and they're going to start to have a series of Zoom meetings with you where they review the entire system build out. They're going to show you how the front of house looks. You're going to control the actual, the physical appearance, the flow of service. You're also going to approve any modifiers, menu items, your pricing, anything and everything that goes into what your front of house looks like. They're going to review it all for you. And they build it all in for you. I have had people who have got it right in one meeting. They had one Zoom meeting and then things moved along, and that was great. I have someone right now who has had 6. She has a number of modifiers. She's really, really wants to make sure that there's not a single thing out of place before it comes. Either way, whatever you want to do, however involved you want to be with that process is totally up to you. It's your call, because no matter what, a week following installation, which we do with a W-2 employee will come out and do a whole white glove installation. They install everything, and then we do 2 12-hour days where the installer will be there in your business and train everybody for you, including yourself, on the front of house and make sure that it flows okay. We do those when your store is live. Of course, we come when you're closed to install everything, and then we do everything live so that we can actually see the flow of service and make sure that somebody's there to edit things as you go. Outside of that, a week after installation, you're going to have a call where you get trained on your back of house. You also have access to as much support in terms of training that you want, and everything will be done remotely from Zoom. Because it's a cloud-based system, all of our support can actually access your software from their, where they are in Michigan. So if something needs to be changed or edited or modified, we certainly want to empower you with the tools that you need to run it all on your own. But you also always have that backup. So the system comes ready. We are there for 2 days. We install everything for you and we stay with you. We train you. A week later, we're going to train you on the back of house. And then again, you have unlimited hours and access to us and myself. I'll just take a Heineken, I guess. I don't want a Heineken, but you know, I feel like I have to slip up the theme.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Kat.
We, you know, if it was overkill, I'd rather seem like that because I really want, you know, I always work with owners and have had the conversation before where, you know, somebody might want this product and this system. And, you know, sometimes it's hard because I think what we really want to do also in this market right now and what, you know, I think that small business owners really need is more consultative approach, right? So I've had the opportunity to tell people, and it's not a great feeling, but you know, I said, I don't think the margin of savings is worth the pain of changing. I think it's difficult to work in this space and make sure that everybody always feels like they, you know, are getting what they need and what they want. But it's really definitely also important to take the opportunity to partner with you and let you know all of the tools and ways that you're going to benefit the most from this product. And hopefully in that way, just empowering everybody to use the technology to their benefit instead of, you know, just again, like getting some system shipped out and you got to figure out how to put it in and you got to figure out how to use it. And then you're not really making it worth your while. You're not really trying to drive your top line using the technology. You're just simply getting through. So hopefully we create a consultative sort of approach to try and help you understand everything so that you do make the best decision for your business. So any questions?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Definitely. If there are any questions, I'd like to address them now. Otherwise, I can talk about this dual pricing model that we have that's been saving a lot of people in the Philly market specifically. Okay. I'll talk a little bit about it. Our dual pricing program is exactly that. It's offering your customers the opportunity to pay their same menu prices, their same list prices, if they pay in cash. So we essentially what we're able to do, and there's some new laws being passed. Things are changing in the credit card industry. Again, this goes along with the way that we really like to do business. We really want the opportunity, if we get the opportunity to work with you, meet with you, we really want to be able to help empower you by educating you on what we know, what insider knowledge we have in the credit card industry. So what we're able to do with dual pricing is we offset the processing to the customer. Now we work with anything from 2.5% to 4%. That is not for you. That is on the pre-tax total for your customer. So, you know, somebody like a cafe up in Chestnut Hill that I work with, their average ticket is about $10. So what we decided, because they were struggling to find a merchant statement for me, you know, what we do is we take a look at the statement so that we can see all of the card types that you're seeing and try and understand your customer, so that if we are going to go dual pricing, we can set a rate that makes sense for your card mix, right? I certainly wouldn't necessarily want to charge your customers 4% pre-tax on their total if I don't have to, but 4% would cover all card types, all rewards types, and those rates are set by the card industry and not by us as your provider. And then every 3 months, we actually do an audit internally, and we just make sure that things are making sense. If we can lower that percentage to your customer, we absolutely would. We're definitely not trying to punish the customer for using the credit card, but we're trying to save you on what is historically the second highest expense for a small business, which is processing. So with a cafe that I just started working with, like I said, their system was incredibly difficult to find a statement, which, you know, again, hopefully a a pain that we would eliminate by working with them. We make it very clear. But either way, they weren't able to provide one, but they were happy with the dual pricing model. So we went with a 4% because of the card types that they are usually seeing and what they remember. Without having the statement to look at, we said 4% will cover everything. So 4% to the customer pre-tax on a $10 average ticket is 40 cents. This customer was charging a 99-cent fee if you used your credit card. A lot of people are doing that. I understand trying to pass it off on your own, but there's a number of different things. Number one, 99 cents on a $10 bill is a lot more than 4%. And number two, when you add your own surcharge, when you add your own processing fee, however you do it, even if it's done as a line item, like help the kitchen, which I've also seen people doing in different ways, trying to put it in on the bill. That actually adds into your sales. So now you are going to pay additional taxes on top of that, on that new sale that you're making. So what we're able to do is actually every night when it batches out, the money gets divided. It's like paying your taxes quarterly. Every night when you batch out, that additional 4% is separated and completely PCI compliant and goes over to your processing. So at the end of the month, you actually only pay us $25 flat rate, never going to change. And that's just so that we can maintain that compliance and moving that money for you. So in a few months after this customer has been processing with us and we have statements that they can access, that we can access very easily in the back of house. No, you don't have to call anybody to get your statement anymore. Then we'll take a look. And if we can go down to 3.5% or 3%, we certainly would, because again, it's not really about punishing your customer. It's just about trying to eliminate that fee. And not only your percentage that you pay on processing, but your transaction fees, and then the junk fees that are all listed in abbreviated, serious looking terms. So nobody can call their bluff. But we really try and run a transparent business here and support you by doing this dual pricing model, because I think it is extremely successful for many of my clients. That being said, we do also have a couple different models. We can do a rate analysis for you and take a look and see what kind of rate we could set you at if dual pricing is not something that you're comfortable with. Are there any questions there? No. Okay, very cool. So I know that Ben had to jump off. I'm sorry that I didn't give him a chance to talk about our partnership and what we do with the PRLA, but it's really exciting. We are very involved. Even the area manager is the Bucksmont chapter president. So within our team in Philly, we're really involved with the PRLA. And for those of you who might not necessarily work with the PRLA, be members of the PRLA, or understand what they're doing for the hospitality industry in Pennsylvania, it's pretty amazing. I mean, even just in this year, there's been a number of opportunities for them to go down and canvass and fight for your rights as business owners in DC. One opportunity in particular that I always like to call to light, just in case you haven't taken advantage of it yet, is that if you are using online ordering platforms, third-party delivery services, you now are capped. The state of Pennsylvania is capped at 15% that they can take as commission on each order, and they are not going back to remediate that with people who are not calling them on it. So please do yourself a favor. And if you're not aware of what your percentage is that you're paying, get somebody on the phone. If you want to give me a call, I always am happy to call people who are robbing my small business owners in Philly and on your behalf and give them a little help just to make sure that we get the truth of what's going on there, and then make sure that we hold them accountable to follow the law. And that's just a little bit of what PRLA has done for the hospitality industry in Philadelphia. But I'm sure, Kay, I don't know if I know you have experience working with PRLA, so they're a really wonderful organization.
No, I completely agree. PRLA is a fantastic organization, really looking out for all of our restaurants and hospitality businesses in the district. So thanks to Ben, who's no longer here, but was here, for coming and supporting. I also just wanted to say thank you to Kat and her team, Bill, Gino. So great to meet you both. Thank you guys for this wonderful presentation. Really appreciate you guys taking the time to showcase all of these wonderful solutions that you have for our businesses directly to them.
Definitely.
And
Yeah. And Kay, you have my number and my email. If anybody wants it, I don't have access to the chat, but that's okay. I can.
I think we have chat disabled.
Oh, chat disabled. Okay. Probably
Yeah.
safer that way. Okay, very good. Well, if you want to get in contact, if you wouldn't mind, if you have a small business and you're here in the meeting, and you'd be comfortable with me stopping by so I can drop off any materials or my number, my email, feel free to unmute and let me know where I could come and drop by, see you this week.
There's a doggy.
Yeah. She's been, I know, I told you, I pleaded with her. I said, please just stay seated. All right, very good.
I would love for you to stop by. I guess Kay can give you my information. Kay, if you could do that.
That would be awesome.
Absolutely, will do.
Thank you.
Yeah,
No
definitely.
problem.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And again, if you see me, because I frequently do solicit and drop in and say hi and introduce myself. Now you know me, and feel free to again reach out with any questions. Like I said, we really, really care about helping the small businesses. So even if it's not, you're not looking to be solicited, you're not looking to sit down and try and get coaxed into something or another. We're really not here for that. We are people who have not necessarily always been I was an elementary school music teacher. I taught in the Philly school district for 4 years. So, I like to think of myself as an ally really in the industry. Let me be a regular person who's not trying to break your back and just meet a quota, but actually help you with what I know about the industry and what I can find out. But other than that, thank you so much for being here, guys. I really, really appreciate your time.
Thank you. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye-bye.